You're watching this video for either two reasons. One, you're already an artist and you're looking for more information, or two being that you're interested in becoming an artist and you don't know where to start. You're probably thinking, why should you listen to me? It seems like a lot of people that make these kinds of videos on YouTube don't really have the numbers or experience to back it. In the last 12 months, I've gotten 1.1 million streams on Spotify. I am currently on 2 Spotify editorial playlists, that being Anti-Pop and Sad Boy Hours. Let's not waste any more time. Let's begin. The first and most obvious step to your rollout is going to be creating a good song. I know that's incredibly obvious, but the songs that have always landed big numbers or editorial playlists are always the songs that have the most mainstream potential. You want to make sure that your song has an interesting structure, that it's got a catchy melody, the mix and master are clean, and finally, you want to make sure it's a song you enjoy listening to over and over again. To somebody that's brand new to music creation, that might sound like a big task, but trust me, you can create a song that you won't hate. Moving on to step 2 of the process, I always follow this up by doing a photo shoot / video shoot. I know to a lot of people, a DSLR camera isn't really in their price range, but there are more options. For example, I've been using this digital camera for about a year now, and I think it works just fine. This was about $30 on eBay. But even if that's out of your price range, at least using an iPhone and having a good outfit is going to be a great start. After you have a good song and your photo shoot set, you're going to move on to step 3, which is distribution. A distributor is a service where you can put all of your music out onto Spotify, Apple Music, etc. Typically, they're going to charge you about $20 to $30 a year in exchange for you being able to put out an infinite number of music on one artist profile. There are other free options where they're going to take royalties instead, but I don't have any experience with this, so I can't help you out. Choosing your release date is something that can be kind of difficult. I don't think anybody actually understands what they're doing, so here's just a couple things that I think about. First off, what's important to know is that when you choose a release date, for example, let's say December 20th, which is a Friday, even though the day is technically December 20th, it's going to drop on the 19th at midnight EST time. I've gotten comments all the time like, hey, your song dropped a day early, but trust me, this is completely normal. You're going to want to make sure that when you do your announcement, it's going to be the initial day you selected, that December 20th, for example. As for the day of the week you release, I haven't really seen a strong case for anything. I've done Tuesday releases before, which have worked perfectly fine, but I think the safest bet would be dropping on a Friday. And by Friday, what I mean is it'll drop Thursday at midnight. One of the reasons why this is good is Spotify updates all of their playlists on that Thursday night, so it's a good opportunity for your fresh song to hopefully hit one of their playlists. Also, a good note is the industry standard for releasing music is about 5 to 6 weeks out, but I've seen people get away with 4 weeks. I typically stick to 4. After submitting your song, give it about 2 to 3 days and check your Spotify for Artists app. You're going to want to scroll all the way down, and what you're going to see is the option to pitch a brand new release. Out of any method for submitting your music, I found this to be the most effective for landing a Spotify playlist. Moving on to step 4 is creating an EPK. EPK stands for Electronic Press Kit. This is your main pitch when submitting your music to blogs, playlists, independent creators. Typically, what you're going to want to put in your EPK is your press photos, your artist bio. You want to talk about your song. I would say try not to put too many words into it, but honestly, it's completely up to you how you want to do it. Just make sure it's clean and legible. If you're looking for software to use, I just use Photoshop. You can design everything, and you can even embed links so people can click on your Instagram and it'll just take you actually to the link. The whole point of this is really to illustrate with visuals why your music is important, why somebody should listen to it. Of course, you can look at templates and what other people are doing online, but what I've found is that the people that have the most personality showing through their EPK are the people that get the most opportunities. The typical best time to submit your EPK is going to be about 2 weeks. The reason for this is if it's too far out, there are so many submissions that it's just going to be forgotten, but if it's too close, there's not going to be enough time for it to be filtered through. If you're looking for where to start, a couple recommendations would be Fashionably Early, Early Rising, or Sheesh. From there, maybe look at what they're following, look at what other artists are following, and just try to follow that as a model. Blogs are not only a really cool thing to look at and read, but they're also great for industry attention. Technically, what they're doing is building you a professional resume that then you can insert into something like your website. Now that we've gotten through all of the technical and boring things, it's time to get to a little bit of the fun. Let's talk a little bit about pre-saves. Why is pre-saving so important? Why is every artist constantly talking about it? The most important reason for using a pre-save is it's going to send out a notification when your song goes live. So if you've got a large group of people that pre-saved your song, they're all going to get notified on release, and you're going to gain all of that steam as soon as it comes out. Seeing the initial great performance mixed with a good pitch could be a really good thing for getting your song Spotify playlisted. But it also seems like people these days have become annoyed with the begging of pre-save, so I would definitely keep a balance. Paired with your pre-save link, a good time to announce your song is about 7 to 10 days out. And the most effective method I've found for announcing a song is actually using a video announcement. Teasing a little bit of the song is a great way to let people know what's about to drop. If you can grab the attention of somebody with just a couple seconds of it, they're going to want to listen listen to the whole thing. On top of that, my personal mindset is that pairing an audio cue with a release date is going to make it more memorable. Make sure it's not just an Instagram story, but it's a post, it's a reel, it's going on Twitter. Even these days, making sure that you can put it in vertical format to go up on TikTok as well is a good shout. Moving on to the final stage is release day. I see so many people completely undersell themselves when this is the most important day. If there is any time to get loud about a song coming, it's now. I always make sure I'm putting out story posts or tweets such as the song is dropping tonight or 1 hour from now it finally comes out. And I think the most important thing that I can emphasize is make sure you are doing an Instagram post on this day. Listen, I can't stress it enough. An Instagram story is going to be gone in 24 hours, and let's say somebody's out with their family all day. They're going to miss it. But a post is always going to be there, and people are always going to find it when they go onto your page. Make sure you update the link in your bio. You're probably going to have to manually upload to SoundCloud and YouTube. YouTube will provide you with an automatic video, but I find that creating your own audio visualizer gains way more views. SoundCloud might sound like kind of a waste these days, but I promise you it's worth it. Actually, a huge majority of my listeners come specifically from SoundCloud. Even if it doesn't get that many listens, it costs 30 seconds of your time, and it's another opportunity to get your music listened to. But something important to know after giving you all of this advice is that the rules don't actually matter. Actually, the 2 songs I have that have landed the editorial playlist on Spotify didn't follow any of these rules at all. Both releases were about 3 to 4 weeks out, the Spotify pitch was late, and there was no EPK for either of them. But personally, when I listen to those 2 songs, they are the ones that stand out the most as the mainstream potential. So I cannot stress it enough that the most important factor is going to be the quality of music. You can't get too hard on yourself either though, because there are so many talented artists that never land a playlist. Unfortunately, there is a little bit of a luck factor that plays into all of this, so don't take it too hardly. Just one more additional tip, and I find this to be the most useful out of everything, is going to be finding your community. My music is heavily inspired by another YouTube artist called Aries. And over the last couple years, I've been making sure that I'm active in that community. I've been in the Discords, I've been replying to tweets, commenting on Instagram posts. And this is where I have not only made almost all of my artist friends, but this is also where I've gotten basically all of my viewership. Finding a community of other artists and people that enjoy the same kind of music is so important. It's true that a community is an opportunity for you to gain fans, listeners, and other artist friends, but you can't look at it like a ladder. You need to just have fun in the space, and your music can just be an element, a part of you. Anyways though, for today, I think that's all of the advice I have to give. If you have any other additional questions, feel free to ask them in the comments and I'll respond to as many as I can. Also, if you found this useful, I so happened to drop a song not too long ago. Maybe try it out. Everything I have is going to be linked in the description below. Thank you for watching up until this point, and yeah, have fun creating. Peace out.